Hey everybody, Adam here, and Happy New Year! So, kicking off the new year with some Tinker, specifically the Grixis flavor this time. So this is one of the few Tinker decks we haven't played yet on stream. So, what are the big pickups for Grixis Tinker? Step 1, Dak Faden. Dak Faden is generally good in the format. Being able to steal other artifacts, letting you loot through and get card advantage, or card selection, if you will. Dak Faden, very good. Furthermore, Ragavan. 2 copies of Ragavan gives you something to do in the early stages while you some pressure you can apply while still holding up all of your interaction and allowing you to have a threat in play quickly and still be reactive, not hemorrhaging resources. Finally, Pyroblast. This format is very, very blue. I think that should be abundantly clear at this point. Pyroblast is very, very strong in the format. It allows you to interact with a lot of different things, both permanents that resolve, like opposing Hull Breachers and Narsets and Planeswalkers, and also just lets you counter spells for cheap. So it serves as more hard counters like Force of Will that don't cause card disadvantage, which is excellent. And at 1 mana, it's pretty reasonable. Also in the sideboard, we did pick up a couple of copies of Abrade. Abrade is very, very flexible. Being able to hit artifacts like, an opposing Bolas's Citadel or something to that effect, and also still go ahead and deal with hate bears and things of that nature. Abrade is very, very good. Finally, some of the black cards, obviously Demonic Tutor, very, very good. Bolas's Citadel, which probably not casting, but maybe, I guess. And then Yawgmoth's Will, allowing you to have future turns using resources that you may have needed to use in the early game, things like maybe a Time Walk that you use to get ahead, you can now use once you have something like a Blightsteel in play, or to clear a second dud with a Bolas's Citadel or land or something. And then Yixila Jailer. So Yixila Jailer, for those who aren't aware, is a 2-mana creature that says cards in graveyards lose all abilities. This is excellent for decks that rely heavily on their graveyard. Maybe cards like Breach, maybe cards like decks like Breach, maybe decks like Dredge, Hollow Vine. This is just a thing you can flop into play, and all of a sudden, these cards don't have text. Until they are outside of the graveyard, they just don't have any text. So it lets you kind of shut off. It's a permanent piece of hate that lets you shut off anything that could happen. It just doesn't have the ability to do what it should. So that's always great. So that's where we're at. Beyond that, you have pretty much the standard cast characters, all your fast mana through all the Moxes, Mana Crypt, things of that nature. Manifold Key, Time Vault, Sensei's Divining Top, a Soul Ring, Narset, some Force Effects, Cantrips, all your blue power. You do play Time Twister in this deck. The big reason that Time Twister is reasonable is because of the presence of Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher plus Time Twister, very, very strong. So then, beyond that, it is pretty much any other Tinker Shell. You do get a couple copies of Fatal Push in the sideboard because we have access to consistent black mana. And Push is just a pretty clean answer to anything that might be annoying for us. So, today's Grixis Tinker, and no further fooling around, let's get right into this. I appreciate everyone coming out to join me today. There are plenty of ways you could choose to spend your Saturday, especially being New Year's Day, but I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend it with me. So for those of you that follow content from me on a regular basis, there will be a new release on the Swish Gaming YouTube channel tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And then the second episode of Battlefields and Brews should be out within the next week or so. So stay tuned for that as well. And we won the die roll. Deal. Yeah, I guess. Opponent gave us the good luck, have fun, confirmed dredge. That's the rules. I'm gonna ponder here. I think I want dig, island, key, that order. I will not shuffle. I'm saving this fetch land because I actually want it to be able to fetch me other colored sources should I need them. So having this be representing, having this represent Underground Sea or a volcanic island will be very good. That's fine. Mox is fine. Are you Oath? Countered. Okay. Now I'm gonna think about how I want to do this. Getting this Narset into play feels pretty good. And I think that it's reasonable to do that. Play my Manifold Key first. Jam this Narset. Take down. Take a DAC. Alright. Oh, cool. Opponent's done. So on Saga Mox, there's not a whole lot we know about our opponent's deck. I have a sneaking suspicion that they could be Oath. They could also be just another Tinker deck. I think either way, Pyroblast is good. With Pyroblast being good, I think I want to cut Mystical Tutor. I think I also am interested in cutting Time Twister. Hurkyl's Recall is interesting? Question mark? I don't know that Repeal is very good. Repeal seems fine, but not excellent. I could also shave the Ragavans, but that seems like a reasonable thing to do. I think I will shave the Ragavans. I think I would like the Hurkyl's Recall. So my win condition right now is Hull Breacher beats stealing something with Dak Faden or Vault Key. That's reasonable. I could try to board in this Blightsteel Colossus, but I don't know that that's a reasonable thing to try to do. Yeah, like I like this well enough. I might change my sideboard plan after I see more of what my opponent has going on. I mean, yeah. I do have a hard choice here what my first pitch card is to force the will. Mana Crypt's fine. Pearl's fine. Oh, deal. Okay. Can I Ancestral here? Crypt. Top. Spin top. This one, this one, this one? Okay. Probably gonna needle top here. Which is something I'm actually fine with. Yeah, that doesn't matter at all. Okay. Tails? Hey. Cool. Opponent's gonna outcome here. And that's fine. So the mentor kind of tipped off what was going on here. Opponent is on outcome. Bear with me momentarily. Yep, Pearl's fine. Spin top this time. Yep, you picked up your needle, friend. Opponent apparently considering something here. Gross. Okay. Was probably named Saga now. Yep. I will once again name Tails. We will once again win the flip. That feels pretty good. Okay. So play Tellurian Academy here. Spin top. Okay. Yogwill Ancestral. Citadel, Pyroblast, Jet. Tap for 3. Draw with top. Play Jet. Yawgmoth's Will. Ancestral target me. Now I have to decide if I want to try to resolve this Narset this turn, or... I guess I can untap this. Replay my top. Cast a Narset. Tick down. Show you force. Say go. Oh, cool. Well, opponent apparently didn't have a way to beat Narset, so that's pretty rad. Alright. Nice easy round 1. Taking down PO. Let's make our way in round 2. Hopefully everyone had a great New Year's Eve and is not too hungover today. Nice quiet here for the most part, other than a huge array of fireworks being lit off in the vicinity of our apartment complex, which was intriguing. But mostly pretty chill. Round 2. Win the die roll again, let's go. Huh. I mean, okay. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. I just, like, this goes all in on too many things. This is much better. Ship this. Dash this dragon in. I will always yield the Ragavan's trigger. Cool. Workshop it is. I would prefer you didn't. Dees. Okay. I think I need to continue to try to get ahead here. I would love to hit fast mana. I did not hit fast mana. Okay. If I was able to hit fast mana there, we could end step Hull Breacher and then try to untap Time Twister. Oh. Well, there's the Soul Ring. That's unfortunate. Wasteland, yes. Got it. Ruby, yup. Sphere, yes. That's unfortunate. Okay. You got Jet. Nice. Huh. Oh, that's messed up. Yup. Mm-hmm. I mean, that doesn't really matter at this point. Okay. I think freeing up this Mox Jet is actively beneficial. So I will attack. Opponent is willing to trade. Good. Play land and go. That's irrelevant. I accept. Okay. Opponent drew a card and it's not good. I like it. Well, that doesn't do anything. So, okay. Mana Vault, sure. Yep. Still just waiting for mana sources. Specifically lands. Just gonna sit here and stare at each other for a hot minute. Okay. That's gonna do a whole lot of nothing. Three, four. Yikes. That's a real good one, not gonna lie. Pearl is fine. Start doing Ravager math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a little while, I guess, but it ain't great. I think the odds that I make it out of this alive are very low. Yep. Land, sure. I mean, sacking the Soul Ring seems pretty free. Not gonna lie to you. I don't feel like that's a card that matters at this stage of the game. Sure. Okay. I've taken 4. Gross! Okay. I think any line that involves Demonic Tutor is probably a losing line. Gross. I mean, yeah. What are we doing now? They sacked the Soul Ring, finally. Okay, okay. That's a start. You cost like 5 mana. Yeah. Okay. 8. Nine. Yep. Gross. Okay. Bring in Hercule's Recall, bring in some Abrades, bring in this Blight Steel, cut this Bolus the Citadel. I can cut the copies of Flusterstorm. Pyroblast is also bad. I think everything else is reasonable enough. Yes. Like, push is fine. But I don't know that I want push more than I want anything else that's going on here. Misstep is probably pretty bad. Actually, now that I think about it. Like, Misstep's gonna hit Soul Ring, Mana Vault, and that's probably about it. So, sure. We're in like that. If I can just put this into play, they lose. Or just, like, somehow fast mana out Hull Breacher into, Twister. If I Hull Breacher into Twister, I don't think there's a world in which they win that game. We will play first. Huh. I mean... Sure. This is Mana Crypt, Flooded Strand, Hull Breacher. I will have to respond if opponent has Revoker or... that I don't care about. Basic Islands. Put this Hull Breacher into play. Yep. Kind of felt like that was the situation. Which is actually kind of okay. Alright. We won the flip. So, play Delta, attack for 3. Wasteland, Mana Crypt, sure. I will fetch here and Hercules them. I just want this sphere out of play. So we get this Herx, get that sphere out of play. Oh, we finally lost a flip. Okay. I'll ancestor myself. Okay. That's pretty sick. Put back the land I can't play. And the Ragavan, I guess? That's what we signed up to do. Just meme this game into oblivion. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I like this configuration. I think that this is how this is supposed to play out. It's like, do I want another Fatal Push on the draw? Probably not. I think we just run this like this. Alright. I feel like we're kind of priced into keeping something with a force effect. That is something with a force effect. It meets the criteria. I feel like this Narset is 100% my pitch card. I don't think it's close. Play Mana Crypt, play Tolarian Academy, say go. That's a Mox. It's a Wasteland. Play the Soul Breacher. One plays a Thorn of Amethyst, sure.
We got a new song that kind of.
We want to flip.
Song, and I think it does it best when it could be anything
Womp womp.
that you love. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
Foundry Inspector, sure. Ravager, you got it. Mana Crypt, yep. Lost a flip. Okay. I mean, I think that the correct choice here is just to tinker away this crypt and get us a Blightsteel Colossus. Like, the Urza Saga be damned, unfortunately, but... Goodbye. I'm gonna grab this one. Sick. Alright. 2-0 with Grixis Tinker. We beat Aggro Shops and beat PO. Feels like we're living the good life. Oh. Robot's so good. I definitely miss playing Blightsteel and Tinker lists. You just, like... If that had been Sphinx of the Steel Wind, our opponent would have played on for, like, probably forever. Because they can. They can just make a giant Arcbound Ravager and, like, really put us on the back foot. Eventually we have to, like, block with Sphinx. Now? Robot. You have one turn. Figure it out. Go. Like, it's very real that Robot is less good against Bug and Bant and Oath, but against, like, Shops and Dredge and things of that nature, Robot's so good. Robot's so very good. It never leaves play. They're priced into just blocking it over and over and over again. Feels great.
Alright guys, this song's called Crown Vic Headlights. You can sing along if you want, whatever.
So,
It'd be cool.
and for those who follow the content regularly, stream schedule should be pretty much the same again next week, with Tuesday being kind of this who knows what happens day, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thursday will be... I'm not sure if Vintage Cube is still live or not. I guess Tuesday and Thursday both kind of TBD at this point. We might play some more Pauper on Tuesday. That was pretty reasonable, even though the format feels like it's probably in a weird spot right now. And then Saturday will, of course, be more Vintage, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Again, if you follow my content elsewhere beyond the stream, content on the Team Swish YouTube channel coming tomorrow. Usually it goes live about 6 a.m. Eastern Standard, so adjust for wherever you might be in the world. And then the new episode of Battlefields and Brews should be out on the Team Swish YouTube within the next week to 10 days or so. So watch out for that as well. And that will be a once a month series. For anyone who hasn't seen that yet, myself, teammate Jay Mead, teammate Jake Kinsvogel, and a rotating fourth will be playing some Commander via spell table. There might be specific episodes where we have a theme, if you will. I know one guest we have lined up wants to play like competitive, like CDH tier combo lists and things. Another wants to play pre-constructed decks only, so that should be cool. So the content will be varied a little bit. Someone threw out the notion of tiny leaders, which might happen eventually, and then there was conversation of the Oathbreaker format as well. So basically it will be some sort of multiplayer Magic the Gathering featuring myself, Jake, Jay, and a fourth friend who will rotate from time to time. The first episode featured local friend Kurt, and then this next episode will feature teammate Mason Grogan. So, small spoiler there. If you are curious as to who our fourth will be for episode 1, it will be Mason. So that should be exciting. I mean, these first two weights in the queue felt pretty good. This one feels less good. So, while we wait on the queue, if anyone out there has specific things they would like to see me play in the future, please feel free to reach out to me, either via Twitch Whisper or Twitter or whatever. I am always open to suggestions. Obviously, I play a lot of Legacy and Vintage on this channel. I am not opposed to playing other formats. Modern has been brought up. In fact, stay tuned for some cool content with fellow Team Swish members in the future regarding some really interesting modern content. But obviously I have played Pauper before on the channel. I've played some Cube. So I'm always willing to listen to suggestions about other things on the channel. Alright. Well, we lost a die roll for a change. Okay. I think I like this. I have a needle to shut off a thing. Ruby's fine. Yep. Well, that's gas. Play the Soul Ring. Play this Pithy Needle. I will name Saga. And say go. I'm not particularly worried about the key. I have that covered. This could well be a Grixis Mirror. Draw a Flusterstorm? Okay. I mean, it's not Flusterstorm, but like... Citadel, Dakfaden, Hull Breacher, Brainstorm. Oh, gross. Okay. Opponent's just done with me. Alright, so this looks like it could also be a Tinker Mirror. I do want these blasts. I think I want these abrades. Not so much interested in Mystical Tutor. I think Time Twister's pretty bad. I think I'm gonna shave Ragavans. I think I just want to be a control deck first. And then I think I actually kind of want a second needle. Like, this is traditionally for Dredge. Like, most of this comes in versus Dredge. All of this comes in versus Dredge. But I think I want this needle here because I have a sneaking suspicion opponent has walkers of their own. And I'm interested in not allowing those to happen. So I think... I guess opponent's walkers are going to be like Dakfade and Narset. And I can't really needle those. I can preemptively needle stuff if I want to. What's problematic is I don't really have a lot of ways to disrupt their shenanigans. Because their shenanigans are also my shenanigans, and what I have to answer is needles. I think I'm willing to let Merchant Scroll go. Yeah, I think I'm willing to let Merchant Scroll go. It just seems kind of slow and clunky. This is wild. This is incredibly wild. This hand is like super all in, but I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna keep it. It seems crazy, but like this hand just makes such a quick vault key. Saga's fine. Soul Ring is fine. Top is fine. Activate top? Yep, makes sense. Okay. Sure. So this is... Emerald? Soul Ring. Opponent is misstepping my ring. Sure. Mox. Underground Sea. Demonic Tutor. Get my Time Vault. Okay. Okay. Is there a way that I can... 2 for Time Vault. I can just jam. I think it's better if I ponder. Okay. If you Hull Breacher me, you die. Oh my god, this is absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter. No. Time Vault? Okay. Opponent knows I haven't made a land drop, but they don't know what's in my hand. Vault resolves. Sick. Key. We good? Hey, let's go! Alright, 3-0. Like, that hand was greedy. If opponent had actual interaction instead of that Hull Breacher, we were kind of screwed. But wow, that was hot. Alright. Off to a hot start. Let's see what the back half of this league holds for us. Oh. Yeah, like, that is wild that opponent valued that Hull Breacher so highly. I have to wonder if Hull Breacher was their blue card for Force, or if they had second blue card and were looking for Force. Because that was their points of interaction, was Force, like Force effect. And so I feel like if they're spinning top in that position, after casting Hull Breacher, they had to have one piece but not the other. And if they're casting Hull Breacher, I feel like they didn't have the Force effect, they were just digging for it. So, interesting. We both kept, like, pretty minimally interactive hands Opponent had a Hull Breacher and a Mental Misstep, and I had literal 0 interaction. And I just went, okay, let's race. And actually, I think it worked out for me that I think it worked out in my favor that I didn't get the Soul Ring, that they misstepped it. Because them misstepping the Soul Ring meant they couldn't misstep the key, and also meant that they didn't know to start looking for interaction for Vault Key. Because I didn't just slam the Vault on one. Because the way I had pieced that hand together, it goes turn 1, tutor for Time Vault, ring, tutor for Time Vault, play Time Vault, go. And instead, opponent misstepped, and I just tutored for Time Vault and put it to hand. So wild. But yeah, 3-0. Grixis Tinker looking pretty good. Back to 3+ minute queue wait times. That's unfortunate. Apologies, I just noticed that the music bar wasn't updating, because sometimes randomly it decides not to update that feed, which is slightly irritating. Alright. I mean, it's kind of wild too that 2 of these have been 2-0 versus like pretty reasonable decks. Like Dio has been doing pretty well lately comparatively. An opponent was also on some sort of Tinker strategy. Our I Draft the Beats was also on some sort of Tinker strategy. Like the one we had to fight a full 3 was aggro shops, and I mostly that on the back of the fact that our game 1 hand didn't interact well with shops. So, fair enough. All right. It feels weird to see how the Tinker builds have shifted too, because this Grixis build is not exactly brand new. Like obviously Ragavan is a card that is reasonably new comparatively, but like the Dakfade and Tinker Shell is pretty tried and tested, but just had kind of fallen off the map. And now, all of a sudden, this is the list that people are playing at least semi-regularly. This Dakfade and Tinker list, if not a 4-color list. I opted for this particularly because I don't personally think that the 4th color adds a ton. And In some instances, the 4 color is just adding Sphinx of the Steel Wind. And honestly, I think that in a reasonable amount of matchups, Blightsteel Colossus is currently better than Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Again, there are the situations like Bant and Bug. Those two specifically, Bant and Bug, I guess in shops. No, Bant and Bug are the big two, I guess, where I would rather have Sphinx than Blightsteel. Oath, that's the other one. Oath of Druids. Because of the presence of Oko. Like, Oko in those deck lists means that Blightsteel is... You have to put Blightsteel in play and it has to make it around the table to turn, or you have to have some sort of extra turn. Either through Vault Key or through Time Walk. And whereas with Sphinx, their deck just doesn't interact. Like, Bug and Oath can't interact with a Sphinx. Period. Once it is in play, it is in play. Oath can kill you around it, but they can't get it out of play, and they can't lessen its abilities through means like Oko making it an Elk. Bant has swords, which matters, but I think that in that situation, it doesn't... Sphinx getting around the other half of their deck that would negate it by way of Oko matters, whereas Blightsteel is susceptible to both Oko and Sword Splashers. Lost another die roll, that is unfortunate. Opponent currently 1 and 2. Alright. He lost the die roll. Waiting for them to decide if they want to play first. Okay. I accept. This is awful. I'm mulligan. Okay. So the plan here is, Dak is my pitch card for Force of Will. It's going to be turn 1, Saga, Emerald, Time Vault. And with Saga, Emerald, Time Vault, Saga's going to find me the key. This will activate. I have Force pitching Dak to protect. In turn 2, I can slam Dak Fade and steal something, or try to draw some extra cards. Ox, yep. Caves of Koilos. Sure, so the opponent is on some sort of Eldrazi nonsense. Like, Lumi's a clock, but not an unbeatable clock. Okay. Saga. Mox. Time Vault. Go. Opponent also has a Saga, that's fine. Mine is taking up first. Aspirant, yes. Clock for 3, that's fine. No thanks. Narset, you say? Okay. I think I'm just gonna make a Saga construct this turn. And save Dakfaden as a backup plan. In the event they can somehow beat Force. Okay. Goodbye. That was their plan. It was reasonable. Okay. Opponent's done. Alright. So, I like a braid. I like push. I don't think I love Citadel. Flusterstorm can go. Pyroblast can go. The question here is, do I want to try to bring in this Blightsteel Colossus against a deck that almost assuredly has Swords to Plowshares? I guess by not having a sweeper and being a little removal light, maybe the answer is yes. Again, we're also always on meme plan. If I board in Blightsteel, what am I cutting? Scroll? No. Because I would then want to be able to scroll for protection of some kind. Mystical's also fine. I think I'm just going to play this like this. Keep all my extra removal and stuff. Keep myself as a control deck. Yep. Yep. That's annoying. Thalia's in. I like this better. Saga's fine. Ruby, yep. Alright. So, I can play Epiphany Needle here, name Cathar Commando preemptively, and then put my Saga into play. I don't hate that at all. I think I'm supposed to actually name Wasteland over Cathar Commando. If opponent wants to spend a creature to do that, I think that that's a thing we let them do. Opponent and I are just going to stare at each other for a hot minute. Uh-oh. That's rough. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Play this. Okay. Yep. Put him in a 3/3. That's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. This is where I have to make my construct. If I don't make my construct there, there's a chance that I don't get to. Is this Needle on Saga? Needle on Saga. Oh, Time Vault. Sure, sure, sure. I mean, yeah. Easy money. Oh. Sure. Oh, do you have a second Thalia? Second Thalia would make some sense, but I also don't know that it's actively that good for you. Yeah, that's fine. So if I make here, I don't have the ability to go and grab, to go and smash one of these things. And I think that I need to. So I'm just floating mana. I guess alternatively I could get top. Try to top my way out of this. If I get Lotus, I have all the mana to do whatever I want with, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just gonna float here. Yep. Go get. I think I do actually like top here. Spin top. Second Saga pretty good, not gonna lie to you. So I can draw with top. Grab Saga. Say go. Opponent makes another one. Yep. That's another Epiphany Needle. Okay, that name's Saga, sure. Oh, that's still... I'm so bad at this. I needed to block there and forgot to. Womp womp. Alright. So opponent is way more artifact heavy than I thought they were, and they're way more in on their Saga plan than I thought they were. So I'm going to board in this Rickle's Recall. And I think as a byproduct, I'm going to cut Merchant Scroll. I think that's fine. I could try to cut Yawgmoth's Will. If I cut Yawgwill, I get a Blightsteel Colossus. Tinker for Blightsteel might be exceptional. I don't hate it. Yeah? Yeah, Yawgwill feels difficult. I'm gonna board in this Blightsteel instead. I will play first. Not this one, Chief. Keep. Ship the second Hull Breacher. Probe you, pay life. Null Rod's pretty funny, not gonna lie. Wasteland, yup. Sapphire, sure. Pearl, yup. Sapphire, Pearl, Wasteland. Okay. Okay. Three mana, Archon of Emeria. Spin these cards. Annoying. Alright. Yeah? I guess that's fine. I'm gonna grab a Volk here. Oh, right. We were supposed to do that first. Yikes. Gross. Yep. I think I just punted that one away by not fetching before Archon showed up. Big yikes. I was trying to play around another Wasteland. Did not successfully do basically anything. Okay. Yup. Take some damage here. I think this Dag Faden's kind of a pipe dream at this point. Opponent's not willing to null rod because they don't have white mana, and they're not willing to. They haven't been willing to wasteland yet. I mean, I guess. Okay. Two, four, six. Okay. I got a 1. There's a land, sure. Yikes. Oh, that one was close. I did punt that one away. If I had fetched before that Archon came into play, I think I was alright. I got to do some more stuff. Womp womp. Alright, well. Still 3-1. Not too mad about that. Oh. I have to feel like opponent was on some amount of Eldrazi cards, too. That we never saw. This is the most interactive hand on the planet that doesn't do anything proactive. But I think I'm going to keep it. Because I think that in the long game, we're pretty okay. Delta, Mox, sure. Fetch. I would prefer you didn't, if I'm going to be honest with you. Play this. Play this. We've masked everything so far. Opponent, I'm sure, has no idea what we're doing. We just forced pitching Fluster, and now we have Scalding Tarn, Misty Rainforest, Mox Ruby, which could be basically any deck on the planet. Any blue deck. Goodbye. Green? No? Sounds great. Force of Will seems excellent. Also, opponent can't draws another Force of Will. Rad. Opponent can't fire off the strip mine because we've masked all of our fetches, all of our lands and fetches. So we're just sitting here. I will play this Underground Sea. Okay. Okay. I can fight over this. Storm is 3, they can pay. I'm just gonna let this go. Like, I don't think it matters. I'd rather be patient and gear up to dig. That's fine. Yep. Alright. Let this resolve. Fetch. Get Volk. Cast Dig through time. Fluster your ancestral. Now opponent has to... Oh, what? Absolute savage. Absolute savage. One. Okay, so this is theirs. That one has one. Okay. No? And they get to pay for... This is unfortunate. That is truly unfortunate. You have resolved your ancestral recall after all that. Okay. This is how we dig back in. Yikes. Is this Dak steal my mocks? No, this is Dak loot. Okay. I like it better when your Dak is looting. That means when your deck is looting, that means you're not confident with what's in your hand. Okay. Okay, Ruby, sure. Running 6, yep. Tick up, yep. I'm kind of in a rough spot because now I only have 2 red sources in play and they can remove both of them from my possession next turn. I'm kind of shocked they didn't already go for something like that. So I'm really hoping to draw Sanctuary, put Ancestral up top. Is that where we're at? Put Force of Negation up top. Okay, sure. Ponder. Yeah, that's fine. Pro tip, this does not get hit by Force of Negation. I'm very much in with your notion. And if you put Force of Negation up top right now, that means that you have a blue card to pitch. I can do both of these things? Dash this Ragavan. Combat. Guess I'm just gonna attack you because I kind of would like. Ooh, that one ain't bad. Put this on top. Put this on top? Say go? Yep. Hull Breacher? How do we feel about that one? Yeah. So I know one of the cards in your hand is Force of Negation. They're gonna rebuy their strip, sure. Strip is land for turn. Blue, green, red, Oko, yup. Elk your mocks. I accept. Take my mocks. Sure. Play? Play. Yep. Black, blue, blue. Yogwell. Alright. So, well, that's wild. Alright. Burning Wish resolves. Not a card I was at all expecting, but here we are, getting Burning Wished. Burning Wish for Treasure Cruise. Well, that... okay. I mean, yeah. Yup. Fetch. Sure. I know what I'm drawing and I kind of hate it. This is supremely unfortunate. You have resolved Treasure Cruise, opponent. Yup. So we know the cruise is gone. This Ancestral was played forever ago. And Cunning Wish. Wow. Time Walk, sure. That's fine. So, opponent's list contains both Cunning Wish and Burning Wish. What a wild roller coaster we've gone on. The strip mine is bad. The strip mine is very, very bad. Yup, that's fine. So, what are we... I know my next draw is dead. Oh, there's an Uro too. Cool. Neat. Yup. It's just happening. Alright. So... trying to figure out how I get out of this, and I'm pretty sure it involves casting this Tinker, but I know that we're not casting this Tinker anytime in the near future. So I know the next card we're drawing is... oh, an opponent's just going to recur Strip Mine forever. So next turn, opponent just pluses turn in 6 again, gets back Strip Mine. I think I'm pretty well dead. I'm going to pack this in. It just dawned on me that we're not getting out of that Strip Lock. Alright, so... opponent has... I guess I want this Needle. I want more Pyroblasts. As such, I think I want to get rid of Time Twister. I don't really have great... I guess I could play Spell Bombs. Is that good? Maybe. Alright. Could cut Citadel. Get rid of Scroll. Like, I think I need Spell Bomb, but I don't know how I... Guess we can get rid of these needles. I don't really want to needle their walkers, because one of them I'm also playing. So I'll play Spell Bombs instead. I need 2 cuts. I already cut Scroll, and I guess I can cut Mystical. Now, the question is, do I cut Citadel? Like, this Ragavan seemed kind of bad. But, I don't... Maybe I'll board back in Merchant Scroll specifically and cut both Ragavans, because I feel like they're going to have too many answers to it. I don't feel like it's going to get me anywhere. I will play first. I love this. Keep. So this is Emerald, Soul Ring, Tarn, go. We can Hull Breach or we can Pyroblast. Yeah. Like this feels like the kind of hand that I want. I kept my 7, opponent is still making their choices. Cast Mox Emerald. Cast Soul Ring. Play Scalding Tarn, Sego. I will just Hull Breacher. Okay. That's fine. This is also fine. We're gonna do it again. Got it. So Mox is fine. I want to Ponder to hit another land drop. Or put Tinker, Time Vault, Mox Ruby. Don't shuffle. Play Ruby. Pass.
What's up, Hanford?
Okay. So we have blasts for all eternity. Blast it. Play my Time Ball. Sega. No thanks. Tinker. Blast it. Key? Awesome. Sick. Okay. So I did just have Citadel too. Yeah, I think this is correct though. Just tinker for key, try to kill him. We had blasts. Citadel, I guess, recovers from a fail state better, like if they just shattered our time vault. But, yeah, alright. Run this back. This one's for the 4-1. This is for our 4-1. Let's see. This is awful. This is terrible. Gonna mulligan. This one I actually kind of like. I think I'm going to ship Lotus, strangely enough. I don't think Lotus does anything for me here. Nope. Saga. Mox. Mox. Go. This kind of screams to opponent that I have force, like a force effect. This says my game plan is to ride this Saga. But the truth of it is that, like, the Saga's fine, but not incredible. Alright. Okay. Opponent now trying to figure out what their plan is. Run in 6? Burning Wish, sure. You gonna show me a meltdown when we get real sad? That would be upsetting, I'm not gonna lie to you. They did. And that doesn't cast Meltdown, though. That's fine. Okay. Alright. So this is where it's kind of funny, because opponent can Meltdown, and I can just not make a construct. And that's actually, like, probably fine. Interesting. They're not immediately snapping off, so they realize here that it's, like, kind of a weird spot. Okay. Okay. Alright. this your Oko? You're gonna get real sad if this is your Oko. That's fine. Okay. Make. Okay. I think I'll take... I think I actually just want Sapphire. Okay. Delta, Force of Will, key, don't shuffle, play key. Attack for 3? Got it. It was a weird use of the repeal, but I feel like I needed the card. Opponent can't currently Uro, which feels pretty okay. Blue, green. Gosh. I think I'd rather try to fight over a threat. Oh, yeah, this is their Uro. That's pretty funny, actually. This is how they're getting their mana for Uro. Which I guess was a reason to try to fight. Now they have more cards. Interesting. Top card of my library is Force of Will, which I don't particularly want. They don't want particularly want the Delta either. Alright. Cool. The opponent has to discard. Want to save this as long as possible because knowing that they have Strip Mine in their deck, I might want this to be second red source, or I might want this to be black for Demonic Tutor. Spell Bomb?
The CDC reports suicide attempts rose 51% since 2020.
Opponent seems less than pleased. Yep. Deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. They need to delve or escape with 5 cards. So they need another card. I'm gonna wait as long as possible before activating the Spell Bomb. Black source. You. Yep. Had to do that there because this was the 5th card they needed for Uro. So if I let this go, they fetch Tropical Islands and then just put an Uro into play. Then I have to fight about it. Counter? Sure. Steal my Mox. Yep. Saw that coming. That ain't it, Chief. Yep. Opponent having this deck is pretty bad for me. I do need to find something. Preordain happens. I also need to find a way to put the Citadel back in my deck. Brainstorm particularly would be great. Fetch, yes. Run in 6, sure. You buy your fetch land. Yep. Not great for me. Getting worse for me. Oh. They exiled their Ancestral? They did. That feels so good. I exiled their Ancestral. Merchant Scroll, sure. What is your plan here? Scroll for mental misstep. Yes. That is fine. Okay. Mystic Sanctuary. Put Preordain on top. Okay. You want your Preordain, sure. Alright. Get your fetch back. Soul Ring. Get your land. That's fine. Yep. So what is the plan, opponent? Your clock is starting to get low. Time walk? Okay. Incest for me? Sure. Opponent... I don't know if opponent got that misstep for the sake of Ancestral, but it did a thing. Congratulations. Brainstorm is fine. Fetch, yes. You got it. You have a tapped key. Okay. So I think the opponent has Time Vault. So the line here will be to dig in response to their Time Vault. Yeah, you got it. It's a wasteland. Okay. Dig. Get this, 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 this. Not Saga. Well, it's too late. Misty. I think I'm supposed to leave Saga. Oh, yeah, of course you've got it. Sure. Okay, sure. I mean, yeah. I was wrong. Opponent doesn't have Time Vault. They just wanted a thing to Elk. Right on. Yep, seems right. Okay. Okay. Sure. I think opponent's plan is to Emblem Ren in 6 and Time Walk beat me to death. They have to do it in 2 minutes, though. Why not do that before? Okay. Tutor, sure. Does your deck also contain the card Life from the Loam? Okay. I get what you're going for, opponent. I'm gonna make you do it. Strip mine, sure. Like, you're the one taking extra game actions now. Yep. Yep. Okay. It was also really weird there that you just didn't Emblem Run in 6 and get Time Walk, but okay. Force of Vigor. Narset, sure. Yup. Pyroblast. Yes. Opponent has made their attacks in a reasonable amount of time. Alright, well, 3-0 into 3-2, but, still feels pretty reasonable. I think both of the last two could have gone a little better. I know I punted a little bit against the Hate Bears deck. And then this last one, I think we got a little unlucky in that third game, but it is what it is. But I think that'll do it for me for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I will be back Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, possibly with some Pauper, yet TBD. So stay tuned and find out. Thanks everyone. Cheers. Have a great weekend and Happy New Year.